What's up guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. And what you're about to see is a high quality chest workout. And I told you guys that I will be uploading more nutrition videos, and what I can tell you right now is that my carb cycling has started for the prep of the Olympia officially. So what I'm doing is 2 high days of 600 grams of carbs and 1 low day of 300 grams of carbs. And always on the low day, I do my cardio, but I don't train my legs. I only train the legs on high days. Really gotta fix the weak points in this prep. And it's quite hot in the Netherlands actually, but that only motivates me to work out even harder because the rest is not disciplined enough to do so. And yeah. I will be uploading a more nutritious video in about 2 days regarding my full day of eating with a high carb day, so look out for that. But for now, enjoy the video. What's up guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. And welcome to this high quality video. We are now filming this workout with a different camera. It is a special lens that actually blurs the background and keeps the object that you want to film sharp. So sometimes we'll be filming with this camera and sometimes with the camcorder that I have of my own. So it's going to be an interesting thing to do from now on, to switch it up between different types of videos. So I hope you like this version as well. It is a bit more zoomed in, but it does provide a higher amount of quality. Anyway guys, this is a chest workout, keeping it to the basics but more machine work this time, because I've been doing a lot of bench presses, a lot of dumbbell presses, a lot of free weight exercises, and sometimes even for a classic bodybuilder where free weights are very important, it's sometimes nice to switch it up completely by sticking to mostly machines but with proper, perfect form. And the way we do that is we first start with the chest press. This chest press goes up to 100 kilograms, which is what I'm doing right now. So usually you want to stay around 10 to 12 reps for hypertrophy, sometimes 15 reps. But if you're easily able to do that, you should be going slower on the negative, because that makes it harder for you. That increases the time under tension and it actually increases the anabolic response. So if a machine is too easy for you, go slow on the negative, because the negative motion actually stresses the muscle cells the most compared to the explosive movement. So definitely go slow on the negative if it's too light. And then we move over to the cable crossovers or the cable flies. Also a great but old school exercise. I told you that machines aren't true old school or classic, but these cable flies are actually one of Arnold's staples. Arnold used to do these quite a lot in combination with, of course, regular dumbbell flies, but he built his great chest by also doing isolation movements with the cable. So what you want to do is fully stretch the chest, but also fully contract it. As I say quite a lot, but for the new viewers, the difference between the dumbbell flies and the cable flies is that with dumbbell flies, you have to purposely contract it. You have to consciously contract the pectoral muscles, because if you don't, there is simply no tension at the top and there is no reason for your muscles to contract, because there's no tension pulling on the chest. But with a cable fly, there is maximum tension when you're fully contracted. When you move your hands together, the tension is very great. So it basically is an entirely different exercise, but it's isolating the chest in the same way, but you hit it from a completely different angle. And also a quick side note that I don't usually talk about, but quite a lot of females start watching the channel as well, or percentage-wise, not quite a lot, but if you look at the absolute numbers, having about 230,000 subscribers, even if only 5% watch, that's still thousands of females. The same for my Instagram. I think it's around 8% female, so there are some females also messaging me asking for advice in terms of bodybuilding. So my opinion is the following. Females and males can basically train exactly the same. But the difference is that a lot of females believe and think they become more manly if they train the same as a male. However, in my opinion, this is not true. Why is this not true? Because I believe that because males have testosterone and females mostly estrogen, that means that being active with your body and those hormones being at play, a male becomes more manly doing weightlifting, performing weightlifting, having those responses from the hormones, and females become more feminine doing weightlifting. The shapes of the bodies that you naturally have will simply be exaggerated. So for males having, broad shoulders, the shoulders will even be more broad. For females having, hourglass shape, that will be even more exaggerated, for example. And that's exactly what you want. So females, do not be afraid to lift those weights as heavy as you can. Anyway, on to the workout. We combined the chest workout with some shoulder work as well. I only work shoulders pretty much on average only once a month, because they are pretty much one of my strongest points, which grow automatically when doing back, when doing chest. I already automatically target the front delts, the rear delts, even the side delts, but I always like to include some isolation work at least once a month for the shoulders to keep the quality of the muscle high. So first we did some side dumbbell lateral raises with quite a lot of volume, getting some blood in the side delts. I always like to prioritize those sides of the delts because they can never be big enough. However, the rear actually can get too big, because for me it's quite developed and I don't want to overdevelop it. And the front delts are already getting worked if you do a lot of chest workouts, chest exercises. So I always like to start with the side and then move over to either the front or the back. I recommend you guys start with the back or the rear delts, which is what I'm doing right here. So first we did the side delts, then we did some front raises with a cable, just one exercise because you already worked it with the chest. And then we did some rear delt rows, which are very amazing. These are chest supported rows so that you don't have to focus on anything else but the contraction of the rear delts. Personally, because my rear delts are quite developed, I also used my traps because they can get bigger for me. The rear delts overpower my traps and the back thickness can always be improved, so I took those into the movement. But if you have weak rear delts, I would recommend you do rear delt flies in combination with either a face pull or this rear delt row exercise and really focus on the peak contraction of those rear delts. So what I'm doing here is quite high volume again, at least 15 reps, really focusing on forcing the blood into those small muscles. Remember, the rear delts are quite small, so going too heavy automatically forces your body to use the traps to move the weight. Those rear delts simply cannot move that much weight, so if you go too heavy and too low volume, you won't be able to isolate them. The only way to truly target them is going lighter weights with higher volume. That is how I made them as big as they are right now. And then we did some face pulls, also one amazing exercise for the rear delts and the traps combined. It's very hard here, especially with the rope, to only target the rear delts, so the traps are also working quite hard. But it's a nice exercise to finish off with, because your traps can then aid the tired, fatigued rear delts in finishing the movement, which really fires up and it executes, kills the rear delts in order for them to be resurrected the next day a little bit bigger. And usually I do chest and triceps, but because we did some shoulders in between, we ended with the triceps. So first I normally do chest, then right away to the triceps or a one side delt exercise, but right now we end with the triceps and focusing on the long head of the triceps. Why? Because that's what I want to improve. I want in the front double bicep pose that my triceps hang more, so they have more of a 3D look downwards, making the arm appear a lot bigger. The biceps are one of my strong points, but to balance everything out, which is what old school golden era classic bodybuilding is all about, you have to be proportionate, and I have to increase the triceps to be proportionate to the biceps. And yeah, that's really what will make the arms look even more impressive. As a golden era bodybuilder or a classic physique competitor, in my opinion, you should at least have a great set of arms, a great chest, very good V taper and flow overall, with thickness everywhere where it needs to be. So especially the arms need to be perfect on the Olympia level. Wow, I still can't believe I'm going there, but I will be there, guys. Then we end the workout with a V-bar pushdown, one of my favorites to do for the triceps. I like to go upwards a little bit above 90 degrees, as you can see, and if you look at the tricep heads, they stretch out a little bit more if you go higher than 90 degrees, which is exactly the reason why I go higher than 90 degrees. Because you want a full range of motion. The longer the range of motion, the longer the time under tension is, and we all know that time under tension is one of the principles of building muscle. However, what you want to do is control the weight on the way up. If it's simply too heavy, you shouldn't be doing that weight. You have to be able to control it on the way up. And again, that is the negative portion of the range of motion of the exercise. And as I said before, the negative portion is what damages the muscle the most, which causes the most anabolic response for growth. Anyway, guys, this was the workout. I want to thank you for watching. I will be uploading a nutrition video of what I'm eating throughout the day. In about 2 days, actually. I already recorded everything, just have to set it up. This was a chest workout that I wanted to show you, some different variations, a little bit more machine oriented, but for some people that is very helpful indeed, as long as you keep your form perfect. Especially for beginners, it is a very nice workout to try out. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching, and do not forget to stay golden.